Hey there. You ready to tackle this app marketing stuff? Looks like you've been doing your homework, articles, notes. You've got a mountain of research there.
It really can feel like climbing a mountain, can it? Trying to stand out in those app stores.
No kidding. Well, think of us as your Sherpas, guiding you through all of it. And lucky for us, we've got a great map today. Marketing a mobile app. 13 advanced tactics you need to know. It's by Jeremy Holcomb over at Kinsta.
Published July 2023, and get this updated just last month. So we're talking fresh insights here.
Fresh is good. One thing that struck me right off the bat is how Holcomb doesn't sugarcoat things. He lays out the challenge right away, 3.5 million apps on Google Play alone.
That's right. He really emphasizes that it's not enough to just build a great app. You got to convince people to actually download the thing.
Yeah. It's like baking the most amazing cake ever, but then trying to sell it at this massive bake sale with like a million other cakes. How do you even get anyone to try yours?
And that's where a solid marketing strategy comes in. Holcomb really stresses that this isn't a one-time thing. You need a plan, a sustainable one.
Right. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
But, and there's always a but, right? The article also talks about the importance of that initial push, that launch burst. It's like hitting the ground running.
It's true. You've got to come out strong, capture attention right away. And that leads perfectly into what Holcomb calls the app marketing life cycle: awareness, acquisition, retention.
Mm.
Have you thought about these stages for your app?
Oh, absolutely. And I think a lot of people, myself included, maybe focus a little too much on that acquisition part, just get those downloads.
Right, but then what? You open the app once, maybe twice,
Yeah.
and then it just gets lost in the sea of icons on your phone.
Exactly. And that's where retention becomes so crucial. Holcomb really emphasizes that it's actually more expensive to lose a user than it is to gain a new one.
It's true. Retention is about turning those early downloads into diehard fans, building that lasting relationship. So how do you do that? Well, Holcomb gets into some, honestly, unexpected tactics.
Like TikTok. I mean, seriously, when I think app marketing, TikTok isn't exactly the first thing that comes to mind.
And yet it makes so much sense. Think about it. Short, engaging content, a massive audience.
You've got to reach people where they are. Speaking of reaching a wider audience, another tactic that stood out to me was going global.
And I don't just mean translating your app description, although yes, that's important too. It's about thinking about how your app is going to work on different devices in different regions.
Dates and times, cultural references, even just the way people interact with their phones can be different all over the world.
Exactly. It's about making your app feel like it was designed for that specific user, wherever they are.
And you know what else surprised me? Holcomb's emphasis on podcasts. We're a bit biased, obviously, but it makes sense.
Absolutely. Podcasts are all about niche audiences, finding your people who are already interested in a topic, who are more likely to be receptive to your message.
It's like we always say, it's not just about getting your app in front of anyone, it's about getting it in front of the right people.
Exactly. And sometimes the best way to do that is to step outside the purely digital realm. Holcomb emphasizes the importance of real-world feedback.
Getting your app into the hands of actual users, seeing how they interact with it, what works, what doesn't, there's no substitute for that kind of feedback. So, with all that said, what's caught your attention so far? What feels most relevant to your app and your goals? It sounds like you're really focused on building a community around your app. Not just downloads, but real engagement, people who love using it.
And the article really speaks to that, especially in those early stages, like when you're beta testing.
Beta testing, it's like a sneak peek behind the scenes, right?
Oh.
Getting to see how real people actually use your app out in the wild.
That's it. It's all about that early feedback loop. When users feel like they're part of the process, they're more likely to stick around.
And speaking of sticking around, Holcomb talks a lot about online communities, right? Reddit, Discord, even creating your own forum or Facebook group.
Yeah, it's about giving people a space to connect over this shared interest. Sharing tips, figuring things out together, even just geeking out, that sense of community can be so powerful.
I love that. Okay, but shifting gears a bit, because Holcomb also gets into app localization, which can feel like a whole other beast.
Totally. And it's so much more than just translating the language, right?
Yeah.
You have to think about all those cultural nuances, regional preferences.
Oh, tell me about it. Dates and times always trip me up, and don't even get me started on measurement conversions. It's the quickest way to ruin an app experience for me.
It's true. Those little details can make all the difference. Users just want an app that feels intuitive, familiar, like it was made for them.
So really, localization is about connecting with users on a deeper level, no matter where they are in the world. Which I guess is kind of the whole point of App Store optimization too, right?
Exactly. ASO, it's like SEO, but for the app stores. You want your app to show up in those search results.
Keywords, a catchy description, screenshots that practically scream, download me.
It's all about standing out in that sea of icons. You know, people aren't scrolling through pages and pages of results anymore.
Absolutely not. First impressions are everything. Okay, but we can't forget about the power of those little star ratings either, right?
Oh, absolutely. Reviews are like social proof. Seeing those positive reviews from other users builds trust.
We're all influenced by what other people think, even if it's a complete stranger on the internet.
It's true. A glowing 5-star review can be the deciding factor. So encourage those happy users to spread the love. And of course, address any negative feedback promptly and professionally.
It's all about showing you're listening and that you care about the user experience. You know what else I thought was interesting? Holcomb's take on giveaways.
Oh yeah, a good giveaway can be really effective.
I'll admit, I'm a sucker for a freebie, but how do you make sure it translates into actual loyal users, not just people who are there for the free stuff?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
You've got to be strategic about it. Offer something that truly aligns with your app, something your target audience actually wants.
So if it's a meditation app, maybe offer a free month of premium guided sessions. Or a language learning app could do a free language exchange.
Exactly. Make it tempting, relevant, and easy for those giveaway users to turn into long-term subscribers.
It all comes back to engagement, finding ways to keep people coming back for more. And I think that's a great segue into another thing that really stood out to me, the importance of a burst campaign.
Yes, that initial push when you first launch your app is so crucial.
It's like creating this explosion of excitement, getting everyone talking about it, downloading it.
It's all about momentum. You're making a splash, grabbing attention, generating buzz. You've worked hard on your app. Now's the time to shout it from the rooftops.
Yeah, big splash, right? Get those downloads soaring. So are we talking like targeted ads, influencer stuff, reaching out to the press maybe?
All of that. A burst campaign is all about maximizing your impact right out the gate. It's about getting that momentum going.
Creating that initial buzz. Because word of mouth is still so powerful, even in the digital age. Okay, I think my brain is officially full. We've covered so much ground. Sustainable marketing, TikTok, podcasts, ASO, giveaways, even real-world feedback.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But hey, it's clear you put a lot of thought into this already. You're clearly passionate about this app.
I am. And you know, that actually brings me to one final thing from the article that really resonated with me, this idea that building a successful app, it goes beyond just downloads and revenue, right? It's about creating something valuable, something that makes a difference.
Totally. Whether it's solving a problem, connecting people, even just bringing a little bit of joy into the world.
Right. That's what gets me fired up, that sense of purpose. When you're passionate about something, it shows.
Absolutely. And that passion, that's what's going to set your app apart in a crowded market. So hold on to that.
I love that. Okay, well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive. We've covered some seriously insightful stuff today, from understanding the whole app marketing lifecycle to exploring those unexpected strategies that can really make a difference.
And don't forget about building that community. Early feedback, online groups, personal connections. Those are so valuable.
So much good stuff. And hey, most importantly, have fun with it. Launching an app, it's a journey.
Embrace the challenges, celebrate the wins.
Exactly. And never lose sight of that initial spark, that thing that got you excited about this whole thing in the first place. Well, that's it for today's deep dive into the wild world of app marketing. Huge thanks to you for sharing all this amazing insight.
My pleasure. And best of luck with your app launch. We can't wait to see what you create.
And to all you amazing listeners out there, thanks for joining us. Until next time, happy app building.